guys, what's up? This is the Invested Dog coming at it again. All right, let's go ahead and dive straight into it. I spoke about this company in my very first video. Wait a minute. Let's back this up. What am I doing? Let me introduce myself. This is the Invested Dog, where we talk about everything financials, stocks. We talk about the historical element of it in order to project and see where money is going. Okay, so anyways, now let's get back into it. Southern Copper. I spoke about this in my very first YouTube video. Check it out. It's absolutely horrendous, but at least I did it. At least I started. And Southern Copper is a major mining company that extracts, that melts, and that refines copper and other minerals. This is extremely important for AI. This is extremely important for AI data centers, EV, electric vehicles, and whatnot. This is even infrastructure. This is an extremely important company to invest in. But that's not the purpose of today's videos. Today's video, I want to compare and contrast it to Rio. Rio, I spoke about it in one of my other videos. Definitely check that out. But let's get started. So today, ticket symbol SCCO. SCCO opened up at $168.51. That's pretty pricey. That's a pretty high cost for a stock. Right now it's at 170, but we'll get into it. But yeah, that's pretty pricey compared to Rio. And Rio opened up today at $99.99. So right off the bat, Rio, if you are limited on funds, Rio may be a better option for you to invest in versus Southern, because Southern is just high. It's just pricey. Let's compare it to the 1 month of each. Rio, it gained about 7%. I want to say close to 8. I'm rounding it up. Close to 8%. 30 days ago, it was trading at $94. And again, today it's $100. So that's almost a $5 to $6 difference versus Southern. 6 months ago, it was at $136. And wait, am I looking at, whoopsie, my bad. Let's stay in order. A month ago, 30 days ago, it was trading at $177. So it had a little bit of a drop, which is not good as an investor unless you plan on buying more while it's down. And I highly suggest you do that whenever you see a stock that has a great potential, whenever you see a dividend stock that has a great potential. For example, copper stocks. Copper stocks have huge potential. You need to be buying the dip while it's down. So anyway, so Rio, it was up almost 8%, and Southern, not the case. It was down 4%. Let's look at 6 months. 6 months, it's up almost 25% in 6 months. November. Today is May 1st. Back in November, it was closing off at $136.10. Rio, let's look at Rio 6 months. Whoa, look at that. Back in November, it was closing off at $70.34. $100 to today, May 1st. That is a pretty big difference, 25% versus 40%. Obviously, you can see who the winner is there. Let's expand it a little bit more to the 1 year comparison. For Southern, 1 year, it was up 96%. That is really, 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 really good. That is a great return on investment. Versus Rio, it's up 67%. Still amazing, still good. I still see the potential in both companies, but long-term wise, yes, Southern may be a little bit better. However, in that short term, the last 6 months, I would say Rio is a better investment. Now, let's take a look at the overall for both. Overall, for both, Rio started in the 1990s and it first opened up at $10. Pretty cheap. I wish I would have bought back then. Versus Southern. Southern opened up in 1996 and it was $2.76. $2.79. I misspoke. But that is a huge gain. That is a huge gain. One thing that I always talk about in every video, I think that if you have children or if you have children in your family, you need to open up a stocks account for them, a trust fund for them, and start including some of this stuff into the stock for them. This is amazing return. Absolutely amazing return. Look at that, almost 900% for Rio. And then for Southern, 7,035% return. That is absolutely amazing. So let's do some advanced charts for both of them. While that loads, let's do some advanced charts for this. Hopefully my computer it cooperates. I'll be wanting to cooperate sometimes. Ah, dang, this ain't cooperating. This is not cooperating. But let's just look at Rio. Let's just look at Rio for the moment and time being. Look at the volume. Look at how many people are choosing to invest. How many corporations are choosing to invest in Rio. And I'm getting all of this from Yahoo Finance, of which it's fair use to talk about and do an analysis to. But look at that. Rio is an absolute beast. Rio is great when it comes to long-term investments. Okay, let's see. Let's see if the other one decided to load. What in the world? All right, here it is. Now look at this. This is a pretty good investment too. This is great. This is look at the volume on that. Lots of green. There's some red sprinkled throughout, but lots and lots of green. But I think if you're doing the comparison to both, I think it may be a smarter option for you to go with Rio versus Southern, only because most of you guys are just getting started in the investment world, so funds can be a little bit low. Your money can short-term wise go a little bit further with Rio versus with Southern, because Southern is a bit more pricier than Rio. But I think both investments are pretty good and worthwhile to do more investigation. And with that, this is the Invested Dog signing off.